Queen, David Bowie.
Oh, good morning.
Morning. Came in at the perfect moment, under pressure.
We did. We're going to talk about this morning one of the most interesting ladies in DY. Xanthony has made 300 calls to buyers and sellers. And the number one thing spoken about, stay tuned.
Well, good morning.
How are you?
Good. I'm very well, thank you. Well,
Xanthony,
yes.
You have a lot of fun.
I do have a lot of fun. Probably too much fun, a lot of people would say.
I like Xanthony's style, everyone who's watching, because this is a lady that gets on the phone and just says it as it is, doesn't care, but a great conversationalist. You've been firing up the phones this week, and we thought we're going to bring those conversations onto social media. What are people asking you as a real estate agent? What are they concerned with? What are they enjoying?
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, mate, I've been running these phones hot, and there is an overarching general consensus that firstly, people just don't like being called at all, which is fine. But then also a lot of people that are interested in property and the next step forward, a lot of them are just saying, I might just wait until later in the year. I might just see what's going to happen in the next few months. I'm not ready now, but I might be later in the year. So that's collectively maybe I'm going to say close to 60% of the feedback I'm receiving. A lot of people just cautiously waiting. What are interest rates going to do? What's going to happen with their mortgage repayments? What's their property worth? It's gone down so much since the peak. That's a lot of the feedback I am receiving. And yes, a lot of it is relevant and some of it is accurate. But what people don't know is that we are past that bottom hump of the roller coaster in property pricing, and we are starting to get a lot more traction with buyers out there.
So 300 calls, 60% of people are saying, just want to wait.
I'll just wait. Yeah, just see what's going to happen.
I met with one of the most influential coffee makers in Australia.
Interesting. Yeah.
I might go as far as saying one of the most influenced, and influenced by who? Coffee makers. His name's Ali. Ali is in Rose Bay Wharf. Now, Rose Bay, I'd go there probably once every 3 months, and he's a lovely guy, and I love him because he's influenced by everyone. You know, the head of major real estate networks. Like he talks to those guys, politicians, heads of state, heads of the government. He talks to bankers. Like he talks to probably the highest concentration of wealth in Australia.
That's crazy.
It's interesting. They walk through and you talk shit with these guys. But guess what? Talking. Guess what? I said to him, because he rattled off, what he thinks, what's happening in the market, stuff like that. And I do get a lot of attention from this guy because this is like no filter. This is like, don't care, say it as it is. Because the people that are coming to him have got their gloves off and they're just having a good old chat, talking to the guy making their coffee.
Yeah. And so what's Ali said though?
Much like your conversations, your 300 conversations, two things. He said he cannot believe the cost of running his business. He said that he's got a phenomenal business. I'm talking friggin' incredible. This guy is an artist. He's so clean. He's so hardworking. He's so inventive. He He's so good with people. He's so high quality. He's got a wonderful business. He said, I'm having a harder time now than I had in COVID.
Really? That's so interesting.
Shocked me. And I was like, why? He said the cost of stuff going up and having to pass that on, he said it's just a really hard thing because he can't truly pass the costs on, and he doesn't sacrifice his quality. He won't sacrifice his quality. So
Yeah.
he said the most basic of things, whether it's chicken, whether it's chips, whether it's coffee, he said, a lot of these things have gone up twofold, as much as twofold, and to pass that cost on, people are whinging. They whinge and they leave, and a month
But then
later,
they come back.
They come back.
It's the way in hospitality. And I suppose that's very reflective, the ripple effect of what we're seeing in the property market as well, especially within the rental market, with the rental rates seriously increasing. So it does make sense.
It makes sense. Talking to all the people he's talking to, which I was equally as interested about, he said, everyone, it's almost the year of the tight ass. He said all these guys in very, very powerful positions are all saying, watch your money.
Okay. Well, that's what a lot of buyers or sellers are telling me on the phones as well, that they're just going to wait and see what's happening. Just hold off. Pierce, loving the matching tie and glasses there, Mark.
Well,
your whole ensemble.
Pierce Cody, I'm very worried with Pierce. He's a man that he doesn't have the best filter, and I'm a little bit worried about what he's going to say next. But he's a beautiful man. If anyone, do you remember Cody's signboards, the big billboards, lit up billboards on the sides of roads? iMedia, Cody, all those guys.
Sorry.
That's him. He's the
We've
man.
got another message coming in from Jonathan Creek. The Reserve Bank is essentially saying, watch your money.
Everyone's watching their money.
It's true. And how is that beneficial to us in the property market when everyone's being so cautious with their spending? And like you said, the year of the tight ass.
It's the year of the tight ass. It is definitely the year of the tight ass. So, Zant, these 300 calls that you put out this week, what else were people saying? They were saying, we're going to see what's going to happen. We're going to
see what's happened. Look, a lot of people have actually moved out of the area as well. Whereas we received their contact details from an inspection or an inquiry relating to the Northern Beaches, a lot of people have moved out of the area. Where have they gone? A lot of them have gone either down south towards Wollongong or up north to the Central Coast.
Decentralized.
Yeah, out of this high concentration. Is it overinflated pricing area? I don't know. That's up to the buyers out there to determine that. But just moving out of Sydney, somewhere that's more attainable to them to afford a house.
Interesting. One other thing that I saw in news today what's been happening is the APRA, who closely monitors. I don't know what APRA actually exactly does for a job, but APRA has turned around and said they're going to move assessment rates instead of, because APRA's always asked that a 3% buffer's been put on top of your interest rate when banks are assessing people. And they're bringing that down to make it more affordable to get a loan.
Considering moving it down. I read that same article as well.
Oh, considering new loan assessments 2.5. There you go. Okay, so in 2019 they introduced 3%. They may be coming back to 2.5%. That means you could look 0.5% better when you go to get a loan, which can be the difference between a couple $100,000.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that will make a huge impact to people out there looking to purchase a property, especially those as a first home buyer as well.
That's good news. I'm hopefully going to start getting more of it. Xanth, out of the 300 calls, what else did you hear?
What else? What else did I hear? That yes, people are waiting. They've moved out of the area, and a lot of them are just interested in receiving a price update as to what their property would be worth in the current market. They purchased it a few years ago in the peak. Okay, so what is it worth now then? If they were thinking about selling, if they were thinking about renting, what return can they get?
Okay. Did you hear people stressed? Were there any people saying, oh, shit, I've got to sell my place and dump it, the banks are after me?
No, but funnily enough, you do mention that because I know we do have a property out there at the moment that's just come on that was part of that situation in DY, where it is a mortgagee in possession. Someone just was physically feeling that stress of the repayments and now has to sell off his beautiful apartment.
Which I am surprised with, because out of all the sales that we do, and out of the 12 months where we've been in an environment where rates have gone up, we don't really hear about it or see it much. Like, this is one. We may probably see one a quarter. But when I speak to buyers sort of are very predatory. They're very like, we're going to wait until people can't afford to hold on to these homes because of their interest rates, and that's when we're going to buy. But I'm not seeing that in that the case. Maybe one or two, but I would have expected to see a lot more, and I think buyers have expected to see a lot more that haven't come on the market.
Yeah, absolutely. So I haven't actually seen that level of stress that you're describing. No one's out there really stressed. They're all just cautiously waiting and holding on, apprehensive to do anything now because they're just seeing into the future and what may or may not happen.
Yeah, nice.
We've just got another message coming in from Jonathan Creek.
What's he saying? What's good old Jono saying?
Rates have risen, but they are still fairly low. I suppose it's all relative and depends on work circumstances. Which is true. It depends on what your work circumstance is, what your life circumstance is, and what your outlays are as well.
But you know what? I think before you chop the property, you're going to chop other shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Yeah, change your way of living, curb your way of life a little bit.
Yeah, like you probably would curve the non-essential things first. They would. What's non-essential? Maybe holidays. Maybe
dinners out every night, Uber Eatsing every night, that kind of thing. Yeah, being a little bit smarter with your money.
Yeah. Your shopping bill, being a bit smarter on the shopping bill, travel, food, as in going out, you're right. Cars, non-essential stuff, I think is gonna hit the chopping board, gonna hit the ground much quicker than the roof over your head.
Yeah, well, everyone needs a roof over their head, right?
Yep. So that's it. 300 calls. That's what you got out of the 300 calls. Any other crazy ones?
Look, like I mentioned at first, a lot of people just don't like being called. There was a lot of remove me from your database, don't call me, I'm not interested in talking. But that's just the art of the cold call. So if you're out there watching, chances are I'm going to give you a buzz sometime the next week or so.
Hey, why are people so friggin' mean?
I don't know. I think I've just developed this persona that comes across me when I'm on the phone, and it's like this skin is Teflon and nothing will affect me.
I guess you're just trying to call to see if they want to help them buy something.
Look, it's all about maintaining that connection, having open and honest communication channels, keeping that line open. So then if something was to arise in the future, we'd be the forefront of your mind and you can give me a call.
That's it. Be nice to Xanth.
Yeah, please be nice. I don't want to go to bed crying.
All right, legend. Thank you. That's our catch up for today. The result of what you've got out of 300 calls to buyers and sellers. The concerns they have, in summary, are: should we buy?
Okay. Should we buy? Exactly.
Anything else? Any other ones? That's it.
No, that's it.
One more comment before we go.
Keep it real. Keep it classy.
What did it say?
It's funny how people are addicted to their phones but hate when they actually ring. It's so true. Especially when it's a number that you don't know. It's like, oh, who's calling me?
Who is that? Well, you know what? On your phone, you're getting what you want. What you want. And when something comes that you don't know if you want it, you're sort of like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, I've got your number from somewhere. I've got it from our database. Just calling to say hi and see where you're at, really. That's all. If you're not interested, that's sweet. If you are, then let's continue chatting.
Have you bought? Yes, no. Great. Let's find something for you if you haven't. Xanth, well done. Have a great day.
You too. And I'll see you soon.
Go get him. You're the tight ass.
Bye.